Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Creating tile collisions in GameMaker can be straightforward if you follow a systematic approach. This tutorial will guide you through the process of setting up tile collisions using GameMaker Studio 2. Overview. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to 1. Create a tile map. 2. Implement a player character. 3. Add tile collision detection. 4. Handle player movement with collision response. Step 1. Setting up your project. 1. Create a new GameMaker project. Open GameMaker Studio 2 and create a new project. Choose the GameMaker option. 2. Create a tile set. Go to the sprite section and create a new sprite, example spr_tile, that will represent your tile, like grass or dirt. Set the size of the sprite, example 32x32 pixels. Import or draw your tile image. 3. Create a tile map. Open the room section and create a new room, example rm_game. In the room editor, add a new tile layer, right-click on the Layers panel, and select Add Tile Layer. Select your created tile sprite, spr_tile, and draw a tile map in the room. Step 2. Creating the player object. 1. Create a player sprite. Create a new sprite, example spr_player, for the player character. Draw or import your player image. 2. Create the player object. Create a new object, example obj_player, and set its sprite to spr_player. 3. Add variables for movement. In the create event of obj_player, add the following code. Step 3. Implementing movement and collision detection. 1. Add keyboard movement. In the step event of obj_player, add the following code to handle player movement. Step 4. Handling tile collisions. To handle tile collisions, you need to create a tile object that will be created based on your tile map. 1. Create a tile object. Create a new object, example obj_tile. You don't need to assign a sprite since this object will represent the tile colliders. 2. Set up layer collision. In your tile layer, open the properties of the tile layer and ensure collision is checked. Step 5. Test your game. 1. Add the player object to the room. Drag obj_player into your rm_game room. 2. Run the game. Press the play button to run your game. You should be able to move the player character around, and it should collide with the tiles you have set up. Conclusion. Congratulations! You've successfully implemented basic tile collisions in GameMaker Studio 2. You can expand on this by adding features such as animations, different types of tiles, example solid, slippery, and more complex interactions. Additional enhancements. Animations, add sprite animations for moving and idle states. More complex collisions, implement different behaviors for different tile types. Tile-based game logic, create game logic based on where the player is on the tile map. By following this guide, you should have a foundational understanding of tile-based collisions in GameMaker. Experiment with the provided code and expand upon it to create more complex interactions.